Morning, everyone. It's Dana, the Decision Smith. How are you? Listen, I've got a little bit of an exciting story to share with you today. But before we get to that, I love the Facebook Live platform. I really enjoy, jumping on and hearing people, talk about what's going on from a live perspective. But at the same time, I find that I watch most of my lives as replays. So I'm not a big fan when people say, "Hi, how are you?" to, people jumping on and that kind of thing. So that's not really my shtick. So I'm just going to get right into things. If anybody knows me, I'm a person who likes to get right to the point with a lot of detail and then, get on with your day. So, what I wanted to talk to you about today is something that happened over the course of the last few days in our home. So, many of you know I have a 16, almost 17-year-old daughter who is in her senior year of high school, grade 12, and they are now split into quadmesters. So they're doing two courses every, gosh, what is it, 2 months or so, 2.5 months. And the year's broken into four quadmesters. So each quadmester, they get to choose whether they want to go to school in person or if they want to do it all online virtually. When they go to school in person, they're still splitting. It's half online and half in person. But if they choose fully virtual, they don't go to the school at all. So the first quadmester, she actually went to school and she really enjoyed it. She's actually only doing one course. She has a spare. So her marks are in the 90s. She's doing really well and she's really enjoying the teacher and, kind of getting out and that kind of thing. But we got an email last week that said that we needed to choose what she was going to do for the second quadmester, if she was going to, do it virtually or continue going to school. And so I asked her about it, and she was like, she is usually really good at facing a decision and making it. She's grown up in my household, so, that's kind of what we do here. But every time I broached the topic with her, she was like, yeah, I'm not ready to talk about it. Like, no, she just really was distraught about it. So I let it be. We had a deadline of Tuesday to respond. So finally, after a few like false starts where we couldn't get into it, I went to her Monday. I said, okay, we have to make a decision. So she was just like, she was really distraught. I don't often see her like that. She was really I could physically feel her on the fence. She said, Mom, like everything, it's so 50-50. I don't know like really what it is that I should choose. And so, I said, listen, can we just do the app? Because we've done it before, you know how it works. Can we just do it and see what the results are? And she said, okay. So obviously we knew the decision she had to make was whether to go to school in person or stay home and do it virtually. The options she had were home or school. So then she started listing her factors. And, my 16, almost 17-year-old, like I said, has more emotional intelligence than most adults that I know. So the thought she put into her factors it always blows my mind, her thought process. She considered things like even her own dislike of adapting to change. So this would be a change for her if she decided to not go to school and do everything virtually. She took into consideration the ease of being called in early for a shift for work. A lot of other things, the getting out of the house and the social aspect of it and things like that. So when she finally was ready to look at the factors that she had input, and she was rating them in terms of their importance to her, she got that done, and then she wound up scoring her options. As you know, that's my 5-step process. And so I'll never forget her face when she got the scores. And I've got the results here just in terms of the app and what her scores were. Like her jaw dropped. She saw that the scores that she had received by using the app were so different than what had been going on in her head the entire time. As I said, she was 50-50. She really, really couldn't decide. And in using the app, the results from a home perspective versus school perspective. So, if you use the app and you know how it scores, the home got an 88, school got a negative 24. So she couldn't believe the difference in scores. So she's choosing to do things virtually for the next quadmester, knowing she can choose coming up to the third quadmester. I'll go live again tomorrow to dive into this a little bit more and why her pros and cons list in her head wasn't working for you. I hope you all have a great day, and we'll chat soon. See you.